Hi everyone, welcome back to Programming Fields. I'm your host Umesh and you are watching the React 19 Plus Laravel Full Stack Masterclass series. In the previous episode, we introduced React Router version 7 and we learned what routing is, how URLs work in React. We used browser router, routes and route. And further, we implemented navigation using link, navlink and useNavigate. Basically, we moved from fake state-based navigation to real URL-based navigation. But now comes the most important real-world question. Can anyone access the dashboard just by typing the URL in the browser? Right now, yes. If I will show you. So this was our application. Here I'm landed on this login page. From here I can switch to register component. Now let's say currently I have not logged in into the application. Now from here, if I will change this URL to /dashboard, this has redirected back to the login page. So you can say this is working correctly because without authentication, I'm not able to access the dashboard page, which is correct. Now let me open the developer console again. I will jump to the network tab. Currently, I don't have any request here. Now again, I will retry to access the dashboard page. Now when I entered /dashboard in the URL, here if you have noticed, this triggered one API call as profile. And here this profile API returned status code as 401, which is unauthorized. If we'll check out the headers, in the headers, here this authorization bearer is null. So that's why this returned unauthorized, because from this profile API in the headers, this has not passed the authentication token. Now if I will jump to the application local storage, here we don't have the authentication token saved in the local storage, right? So based on this empty authentication token, this has returned 401 in this API response. And based on this status code, we had handled this redirection in the dashboard component. So now if I'll show you the dashboard component, here we had this get profile function in which this was fetching the profile data based on this API, right? And in this, we had passed this authentication token in the form of bearer. And in this API response itself, we checked one condition. If API response.status is 401, then this will remove this token from local storage and navigate to login route. So currently this is falling under this condition. Now let's comment this code. I will jump to the browser. Now I will retry redirecting to the dashboard route. And yes, now when I commented that code, this allowed me to access this dashboard route, and here this dashboard component has been loaded. And also this made this profile API call, and if we'll check the response, this is saying unauthenticated. So this is happening now. Here without authentication, I'm able to access the dashboard route. Okay. So today we will build protected routes using React Router version 7 and we'll understand how real applications handle authentication at routing level. If you are serious about React and full stack development, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This series is designed step by step for real projects. Now let's first understand what we already have. So in our dashboard component, we are calling this profile API, and as I discussed, if the token is invalid or expired, the server returns 401. Then we remove the token from local storage and redirect the user back to login route. This works. And I want to be very clear, this is not a wrong code. The user cannot stay on the dashboard without a valid token. But let's think a little deeper. The hidden problem with this approach is right now the protection is happening inside this dashboard component, right? Meaning when I try to access the /dashboard route in the browser, I'm able to access this dashboard route. This loaded the dashboard component first. So that means this /dashboard route is still public, and when I accessed this dashboard route in the browser, based on the routing, here we specified if we'll have path as dashboard, then this will load the dashboard component. So based on this route, this loads the dashboard component first. Now when React loads this dashboard component, here immediately this will call this getProfile function because we used use effect with empty dependency, which is calling this function immediately when this component loads. So in this function, we are fetching the profile detail from the backend, right? So this is making an API call, and only after getting 401 status, we are redirecting back to login route. So technically the route is not protected, meaning we are able to access this /dashboard route in the browser. And when we accessed this /dashboard route, this dashboard component itself was protecting the redirection, right? So this creates two problems. The first is an unnecessary API call, because when we saw this made one API call to the backend in order to fetch the profile data without token. And another big problem is repeating the same logic for every protected pages. Now let's imagine you have a separate profile page, setting page, or some password reset page. Then for all those pages, you will have to add the same condition in order to check whether the user is authenticated or not. So this code will be repetitive and there will be unnecessary check of user authentication in every pages. So instead of doing this, we will apply route level protection. So in a real application, the access control should happen before a page loads. That means when I accessed this /dashboard route in the browser, here it should not allow accessing this page immediately. This should redirect back to login page. And this route should decide can the user enter this route or not in the browser. If the answer is no, the component should never load here based on this URL. And also no API call should happen to the backend. So this is called route level protection. And React Router gives us a clean way to do this. So now in today's episode, we will introduce protected route concept, which is Auth Guard. So if you have followed our previous episodes in which we created auth routes from the Laravel side, then you could remember, but let me show you that. So here, this is our Laravel application, and in the API.php route, we applied a middleware concept. So in the middleware, we are checking whether the user is authenticated, then this should access these two routes, which is profile and logout. So in the same way, in the React side, we will have to handle the protected pages, but in the React side, we want to use middleware concept. We will have to use the protected route concept. Now I hope you got the basic understanding of this protected routes in Laravel and also this protected pages in React side. Now let's implement this protected route concept in React. So what I will do here in the app component, we added this dashboard route directly, right? Now instead of adding this dashboard route publicly, I will wrap this in a protected route. So what I will do, inside this src folder, I will create a new folder as routes. Okay. And inside routes, I will create another component as protected route.jsx. You can give any name like private route, protected route, just like that. Okay. And here I will create one component. So I will use const protected route, or better we can use plural as protected routes, because we can use to wrap multiple routes inside this protected routes, and I will use arrow function. Now from here I will return something, but in order to return something, firstly I will check if token exists in the local storage. So I will get local storage dot get item, and we have to get the token. Let's store this in a variable as token. Now before returning something, firstly I will check if not token. If token does not exist in the local storage, then we have to redirect to login component from here. So for navigating to any route or component, React Router provides navigate hook and component. So if I'll jump to the official documentation, in the declarative mode, we have this navigating link, right? Let's click on this. And in the last episode, we used link and navlink component, right? And also we used use navigate hook. But this use navigate hook will be used for actions like login, logout, or form submit, like that. So we won't use this here, because from here we have to navigate to login component. So similar to this use navigate hook, this provides navigate component. So inside API, we have the components, right? So inside this, we have this navigate component. This is similar to link and navlink, right? So here we have to use this navigate component, and in this we will have to pass the URL. So if we'll read out this documentation, so this has clearly instructed this is a component based version of use navigate hook to use in React component where hooks cannot be used. So here in the return statement, we cannot use hook statement, right? So better we will use this as a component. So we will use this navigate component. So let's use navigate component here inside return. So inside this return, I will use navigate component from React Router. Okay. And in this, I will pass the to attribute, which is props basically, and this should be redirected to /login. So in this, we have different props as relative, replace, state, and to. So we have used two props in order to navigate to different route. We have this state in which we can pass the new location, and we have this replace as well. This will replace the current redirection URL in the browser history. Okay, so we can use replace. This is done. And in the else part, we will return outlet from React Router. So React Router provides outlet. Here we have this outlet component. So this outlet component will render the matching child route of a parent. That means this will work as a placeholder. So the matching route of any parent route, or if nothing matched, then this will render the child component in this. So we will be using this outlet here. So let's return outlet from React Router. So this will be component. Okay. Now we are returning a single component from here, right? Inside this return statement. So here we don't need to use this parenthesis. If we'll save it, this will remove this automatically because we are returning a single component. If we will have more than one component to be returned from this return statement, we will be needing that parenthesis. Now from here, let's export this component as protected routes. This is done. Now let's jump back to the app component, and here I will define protected routes. So I will open route again, just like this. Okay. And here I will wrap this dashboard route inside this empty route. And in this, I will render one component as protected route. So I will be using this element props similar to this. And here I will call that protected routes, and let's import it from routes protected routes. This is done. Now let's understand this concept. Here I have called one route, and in this I have rendered this protected routes component, and I have wrapped this dashboard component in this protected routes. Now in this protected routes, I have added one logic to check if we have token in the local storage, then this will return outlet, meaning a placeholder in which the other components can be rendered. If not, then this will redirect back to login URL, and in the browser, this will replace the history. So this is done. Now let's check out the dashboard component. And here we don't have to receive any props. Previously we were using this. Here I have already commented this unauthorized check. Okay. Now let's test this functionality in the browser. Let me refresh it. Okay. In the network tab, firstly let me clear it. Now I will try to access the dashboard URL in the browser. Now when I entered the /dashboard URL in the browser, this redirected back to login page, right? And here in the network tab, we don't have any API called yet, because previously we saw we had this profile API in order to fetch the authenticated user data, right? But now this has not called that, because the dashboard component is not rendered yet. Now let me jump to the code editor back, and I will navigate to this protected routes. So currently this is falling under this condition only. This is redirecting back to login URL. Okay, from here itself. This is not going to the next line. So in the next line, this is returning outlet, and in the outlet, this will render the dashboard component. So using this way, we can protect the route in the React. So this is working properly. Today we avoided unnecessary API calls. If user is not authenticated, we moved auth logic to router, and we built this protected route component, and we used navigate and outlet correctly here. And this architecture is scalable. That means in future, if we'll create more pages, like if we have a separate profile page, setting page, password reset page, something, okay, then we can wrap those routes inside these protected routes. So inside those all pages, we don't have to check for authentication, just like we checked previously in the dashboard component, right? So now we can remove this. This is not needed here. This dashboard component became more cleaner now. Okay. So this is how professional React applications are built. In the next episode, we will take routing even further, and we will build layout routes and nested routes, things you see in real dashboards. If this video helped you understand routing better, please like this video, subscribe to Programming Fields, and comment below if you have any question or suggestion for the future video. Your support really motivates me to continue this series. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.